You're locked on to Hans Olsen and Scotty G. That's
right. Yeah!
On 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Hans and Scotty, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Time for our weekly conversation with the play-by-play voice of the Utah Jazz. It is David Locke. David, how are you?
Hi, David.
I need something from you.
Always.
I didn't prep Lloyd for this, but I might need a little Two Princes, was that Soup Dragons or whoever that was, open in my old talk show, because I'm coming with a Hall of Fame level, phone lines open now, take to start this conversation.
All right.
Spin Doctors.
Spin Doctors, Two Princesses.
Two Princes. I need it. I need to rev it back up like the old days when I barged into the studio 12 seconds after the music had started because I hated being there early, opened with a 30-minute monologue, locked on. All right, here we are. Welcome to Locked On Sports. Scotty and Hans have stepped aside for a second. Here we go. College basketball, I've been telling you for years. It's a terrible game. It's unwatchable, and Kevin Young has proven me right. Kevin Young, NBA coach, walks into college basketball in 4 months with a bunch of guys that may or may not be athletic, none of them are NBA-level players, has taken a team to the number one offense in college basketball in 3 months simply by running offense that's not inane, outdated out of 1970. Tom Izzo, Tom Crean, all the rest of you have done a disservice to basketball for the last 30 years. Thank goodness we have an NBA guy opening up the floor and doing something reasonable. Okay, phone lines are open. 470-1320, 670-1320, 570-1320. Phone lines are open.
Let's burn up those phone lines.
Hey, some landowner somewhere is now picking up the phone like, what? Who's this?
First-time caller, long-time listener.
I'm a Tom Izzo fan. Who the hell are you?
Yeah. And by the way, this isn't going away. This is the trend now. This is once somebody cracks the code, then everybody else follows suit.
I mean, to some extent, I go back to the day Dave Odom. I think it was Dave Odom.
Ryan Odom.
Ryan Odom takes 16 or 15 seed. Beats
60.
the number 1 or 2 seed with 5 out, and Virginia hadn't seen 5 out in their whole lives. They didn't know what to do.
Yep.
The ACC was still playing 3 out, 2 in at that point.
And Ryan Odom now is the head coach at Virginia.
Well, ironically enough, where he was also a ball boy, so I did read that story. But that's I think there's something to the fact that, it literally, took the NBA 25 years to realize that 3 was more than 2. And it's taken college basketball 75 years to realize that space matters.
Yeah.
What's funny?
It's neat. And the UCLA cut to Sanders off the timeout with 9 seconds left. Really? That's going to work? That's awesome that worked. It's a great play. But really? That's going to work. I love it. Just keep doing modern stuff. It's amazing.
It's funny, though, it still devolves into a youth soccer style event where they all just surround the ball and try to kick it one area. I mean, it still does kind of just collapse into a pile.
I mean, it does. I mean, hey, you can only, and I think Kevin Young knows this, shooting matters. And, if you can get 5 guys that can shoot it, then you can spread the floor a lot easier. The problem isn't, there's – right, we go to the NBA, we're having a hard time finding, if we go to last year's draft, there was 3 guys that could shoot it coming out of college in the entire draft, and there's 30 NBA teams, and we're looking for guys that can shoot it. There's 350 colleges, so it's hard to find, 5 guys that can shoot it. If you can find them, you're in business.
Regardless of where the Jazz are drafting in this upcoming draft, what is a skill set?
No, wait. We're getting the number 1 pick.
All right. We're
manifesting only conversations about Cooper Flagg.
So, have you watched Duke, and what are your thoughts on him?
I watched him against Miami, Florida, and Miami, Florida was so bad that it wasn't much of a watch. I have not watched a lot of Cooper Flagg. The little bit I've seen is that it seems real. I actually had an interesting conversation with Gordon Hayward about Cooper Flagg a while back. And Gordon was kind of saying, he kind of reminds me of me and 2 inches taller. Do you realize how good I would have been if I was 2 inches taller? There it was an interesting perspective. He's like, he kind of reminds me of my peak best self, which is all-star Gordon Hayward at 6'7" and Cooper Flagg 6'9", right?
Yeah.
And, like, that matters. 2 inches matters. So I think that I have not watched him a ton. I mean, it's interesting that the two people that people have comped him to styles are Gordon Hayward and Andre Karolinko. You know, I hope he's better than both of them. He's going to be the number 1 pick, and everyone's going to do everything they're doing to get him. But that combination is pretty outstanding, and he's 6'9".
Well, I saw one of the.
And he played. I will say this: the number one thing that jumped out to me, he plays hard and he sets picks and he's willing to be a teammate. That's what jumped out to me more than anything else.
One of the comps that I saw that I actually really liked was Pete Kawhi Leonard. Like that is kind of.
Oh my gosh! Wait! Are you telling me that somebody comped a white guy to a black guy?
Yeah, I was.
No, seriously?
Yeah.
It happened? First time ever in the history of the NBA?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
It's one of the comps out there.
It's like,
whoa, because, you know, like Kyle Filipowski was either Zach Collins, Kelly Olynyk, or whatever other white guy we could find.
yeah, you know, it's like when they pull out Cooper Kupp highlights of the NFL and say, oh, he's Ed McCaffrey.
Oh, wow. And he's 7 inches shorter, but he's the same color, so we'll just comp him the exact same.
Yeah.
Wow. Congratulations, whoever had the fortitude to actually look at a player's game and realize that there might be more to it. That's awesome.
I'm not.
Who was it?
I'm not possible. I'm not positive. I think it was Robbie Hummel, if I remember right.
Oh yeah, good. Because you know why he dealt with that his whole life. So yeah, that's probably why.
Yeah. So it was a great comp. He went in a full breakdown on why and how. But because when I first read it, I'm like, oh come on, because Kawhi pretty much single-handedly won himself a championship or two. What he had one with San Antonio and the one with Toronto. Is that right?
Yeah.
I mean, Pete Kawhi was something to behold, David.
Oh, yeah. No. Absolutely. I mean, 25 a game and the best defensive player in the world. So, yeah, I mean, hey, if Cooper Flagg wants to be Kawhi Leonard, that's a win. We'll take it. That'll be great for the Jazz.
So you're saying you're putting it out there in the universe. Jazz are picking number 1 overall. I like it.
I'm going to manifest it. It's all I'm ever talking about, except for when I have other things I have to talk about. But, yeah, no, it's all we're ever going to talk about.
Fair enough.
I've been reading about manifestation, and it seems to be that's like, right? I've also been reading Buddhism that says that you don't know if it's good or if it's bad, but I actually know it's bad if we don't get the number 1 pick.
Yeah, that's not good. Well, and then the other thing, too, and I was asking a guy in college basketball the other day, I'm like, why is Rutgers not better at basketball? Because they've got the number 2 and maybe number 3 and number 4 overall pick. I mean, it's like, what's going on at Rutgers? But there's...
What was the answer? I think that's a super fascinating question.
He said that there's no talent around him. And I'm like, I don't care. If you got 2 top 5 picks, that should be enough in college basketball.
It feels like it should be. They are very young. And then I also think that, like, back to where I kind of sarcastically started the show, thank you for the Spin Doctor flashback. That really revved me up, is the lack of space may mean that you cannot show your skills.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. And so if you're Ace Bailey and you're an okay shooter, but you're 6'9" and can maybe put it on the deck a tiny bit and do some things, but there's no room to do it, then you're not quite good enough. Or if you're Dylan Harper and you're a point guard who could really drive it and score it and get on the cup, like, I mean, Darius Garland at Vanderbilt didn't look very good. Jaden Ivey at Purdue, you really had to search. I think he was at Purdue. Purdue. His mom's at Notre Dame, right?
Yeah.
You had to search to find. Like you'd see it in the open court. It's why actually one of the numbers I think is really important when scouting players is what is their ranking in transition. Because it's the only time in a collegiate game you actually get the open floor.
Yeah.
And you actually get space.
Well, I was talking to a coach the other day about what he would like to see in the future of college basketball. He goes, I would actually like to see the three-point line extended out to the NBA. It might hurt shooting percentages, but it opens up the game and will allow more spacing. I
don't think it would hurt shooting percentages.
Well, it would be hard to hurt it in college. Certainly couldn't get much worse.
Yeah, right. So, I mean, I really don't think it would hurt shooting percentage. It would be really great for the game. It would be fabulous. I mean, or at least to the FIBA line, right?
Yeah.
It's really interesting to me when we go into some of the practice facilities we go into on the road, and they have all 3 lines down, how close the college line is. Like, it's a really really big difference. And if that's where the space is on the floor, then the help defender can always get to your – like, if you just think about, okay, so I'm going to be a high left and I'm running, and I got a guy in the left corner, and I'm running NBA set. So I'm going to run a high pick and roll, and I've got two guys spaced to the right, and I'm going to come with my ball handler down the middle, and my big is going to roll down the left side of the key because I know they're not going to leave that corner. The help defender at the top needs to take one step to get to the nail to impact the drive.
Yep.
One step. You back that line up 2 or 3 feet, absolutely opens up more space. Like the irony, by the way, about the NBA when they're talking about spreading out the three-point line, like I just think the scoring would go through the roof.
Yeah. I mean,
have you seen an NBA guy try to guard someone one-on-one?
Yeah.
Doesn't go very well.
No, it does not. And the other element to it as well, it's like when the Clippers, wrecked the Jazz in the playoffs, it was because, they forced that issue with Rudy. Here, if Rudy's playing a college game, Rudy can make that, he can help out and then jump back out to that three-point line.
Yeah, absolutely. No, absolutely. Or Rudy doesn't have to because the other guy is not spaced at the right level, so Rudy can act, Donovan Kling and Zach Edey can just stay at the rim the entire time.
Yeah.
And then it's why Michigan, with their 2 7-footers, might be a real problem here in this,
Well,
I mean, I think it's really like Michigan. Well, go ahead.
I sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Keep going, Michigan State. I'll take you somewhere else.
I don't know enough. I don't know enough to continue really acting like I know anything about college basketball, so I should stop there.
I will say this: based on what you love about basketball, you really need to watch the BYU Alabama game because Alabama is all about three-point shots. They're all about space. They're all about up-tempo. BYU the same. You will, for anybody out there that does not like the college game, watch BYU Alabama because that's going to be what you want in the future of college basketball.
Who was Alabama's head coach last year?
Nate Oates, same guy.
Okay, and where is he from?
I don't know his background.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I do remember he's a very good coach.
Yeah.
I was impressed watching him last year.
So, yeah, Nate Oates is now I'm just pulling up his bio, but he loves the kind of basketball that you love as well. Came from Buffalo.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. All right. Jazz coming down the stretch, David, when you look at what you want to see accomplished over this last, 8, 9, 10 games, what is it?
I mean, I just think you got to we're a little bit to respect the game and play hard level here. I mean, the last 2 nights I thought just almost were unfair, right? If you were to draft the starting 5 of each team, you would have taken all 5 Cavaliers and then all 5 Celtics. And then you're asking your guys to go out and play head-to-head, just being outmatched at every position. Let's not hold the standard. Let's not go berate the dudes for not, going down 30 and not handling it very well. Because, right, if you're starting, you take Drew Holiday, Derek White, Jason Tatum, Kristaps Porzingis, and Al Horford in each of those matchups, right? You do the same thing with Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, et cetera, et cetera. So I really think it's, just as much you can play hard and learn from it. The one thing I would share with you guys I was looking at today, Kyle's the number 2 3-point shooter in the NBA since February 1st. And Bryce Sensabaugh is the number 5 3-point shooter in the NBA since February 1st. And Johnny Juzang didn't used to be able to shoot and now can shoot threes. Do the Jazz have something going on here where they are able to teach shooting?
Sure hope so.
Because that would be pretty neat.
Yeah. Well, I mean, then the other question is, how much can you teach shooting? Because, you've said that
I'm not the biggest believer in it. That's why I'm interested in this.
Yeah. David, always a pleasure, my friend. Thanks for hanging out with us.
You're the best, guys. Appreciate you. Hands.
Yes.
Where you go?
Oh, I'm here.
I miss you on the I miss having you on the Jazz broadcast.
Oh, I'll be there. I told Jake anytime. I'm there for my guys.
Oh, okay. All right. You're the best.
I had a blast with you guys.
I don't miss you on the Jazz broadcast, Scotty, because that means I'm not working.
I'll be there anytime you need me.
Okay.
I don't think you have to worry anything there, David. All right, there he is, David Locke, play-by-play voice of the Utah Jazz. We ready to get you hooked up here?
Yeah, I think we're pretty close. Yeah, one guy that I think I'm a little bit worried about is Cody Williams. The last couple of times I've watched him, I'm like, what? It feels like he's lost.
Yeah.
In NBA land.
I think the moment has gotten a little big for him.
No, he's still just a baby. He's 20 years old, but he's the 10th overall pick. And when you take a 10th pick and he's 19 when you take him, you're saying we're in this for the long haul, but there's parts that I'm like, man, it just doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
But as David mentioned, guys are getting better. Cody's one of those guys that needs to get on the better wagon and start going.
Yeah. All right. Hans and Scotty, Sonia's with us from the clinic. One of the things that you do here at the clinic is you help people with concussions. And you have got a device here that can help in all different kinds of ways.
Yes.
And you're going to hook it up to Hans.
I am.
What's it called? The alpha wavelength thingamajigger?
The alpha stim. So alpha stimulus,
Yeah.
stim. Not stem. I thought it was STEM for a long time.
It's
But
STIM?
Alpha stim. Yeah.
All right. So we're now hooking Hands up the earlobes.
Okay. So it's not
Does
gonna
Lloyd
hurt.
really have big earlobes?
It goes on your earlobes. Turn around and face me. There you
All right.
go.
So Hands,
Yeah.
now you're...
He has big earlobes. Hans has big earlobes. Okay. So it's not. I'm about to turn it on.
Oh,
Are we
that's it?
nervous?
That's all. It just goes
That's
right
all
on the
you do.
earlobes. That's it.
So it's going to feel a little tingly. It's not going to hurt. It's not even on yet. It's not on, you guys. Don't worry.
Is
Don't
that
cut
smoke
anyone.
coming out from behind his ears? Like,
Yeah. So you're going to feel a little tingling. It's not going to hurt. It's going to feel, maybe you feel a little bit of wet. Oh, boy.
Yeah, I can feel just a little.
oh, there we go.
You feel it
Are
a
you-
little?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Are you going to your happy place now?
Oh, Scotty, you got to try this.
So it's a little bit of tingling.
Wow.
And that is just, can you hear me?
Maybe let's slide over here so we can get him on the video camera. Lloyd's directing.
Okay. You go over there with that and you tell me if you need me to help you. But what it is it's those small electrical impulses that are happening in your ear, and that's causing you to go into alpha waves.
You're no longer a
So-
beta, Hands. You're an alpha.
These are the waves that you're trying to accomplish when you're doing like an hour of meditation, an hour of hot yoga, maybe drinking a glass of wine. You're just really just chilling out. Hans is mouthing, I like this a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that
this
is
stuff,
lovely.
Really?
Yes.
This is like
lovely.
right up there with goofy gas at the
I was gonna
doctor's
say,
office.
It's not like goofy gas. But, okay, if you break your ankle, what do? Are you going to run around on your ankle?
I say
No.
the F word.
What are you going to... Okay, Hans is going to swear.
Yeah.
And sometimes that feels good, right? They
Yeah.
say that.
Yeah.
They say the adrenaline, like dropping F-bombs will make those
That's what Lloyd does every Tuesday.
every
That
Tuesday.
was Lloyd's
Well,
kid's
every
first
day.
word.
Okay, so you're not going to stand up and walk around on your broken ankle. You're going to remember, right?
Correct.
But if you hurt your brain, how do you make your brain rest? You can rest a broken ankle, you can rest everything else, but you need to be able to rest your brain. And this will help you rest your brain so your brain can heal from that concussion.
Oh, Hands.
That is really
This may
Right?
you
So-
say this may not be addictive. I think we may have you may have caused an addict
It's
here.
not addictive.
I'm not
That's
e-
what's so good about it. It's your body working on your body. So it's not invasive. It's not addictive. It's as soon as I take those off your ears, you're going to sit for like 5 minutes and you're going to be fine. You can go drive your car. Like that's what's so cool about it. It's your body working to help heal and repair itself.
I feel like, Scotty, putting together a convention of macho men and calling it AlphaCon.
I did tell him I would turn his microphone off if he started getting too silly. So,
We might be getting that point.
but this is one of
Bunch
the
of dopes.
technologies that we use for anxiety after a car accident. Insomnia. We talked about the guy who put this on for 20 minutes before he went to sleep, and it helped him not replay his traumatic car accident.
Imagine, Hands, you going to bed at night because you have a hard time staying
I
asleep.
do.
Yeah.
And imagine hooking that thing up and just laying on your back in the bed.
Sonia, I'm not going to lie. This is really nice.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
is. It
extremely-
just helps you kind of quiet your brain, right?
But you're right.
Helps
It
your
does-
brain rest.
It sets your eyes back a touch. Like I can definitely feel my eyes roll
Yeah.
back a bit.
So
but-
if you were in the clinic right now, we would have you in a reclining chair. We would have you kind of relaxing. We would dim the lights a little bit so that your brain was actually resting and able to heal. We like to, for concussions, we like to add this to NAD plus therapy, then IV therapy. And then we hook the alpha stim up to you for 30 minutes. And it works like magic. We talked about Carlo before the state championship basketball game. He had a concussion. They were like, oh no, what are we going to do, right? We need him to play in the high school championship. And he came in. We did the NAD therapy on him. He said he was feeling real crappy, real foggy. He was at a 3 on the scale. That was his mom's scale, but he had a scale with his mom and it was a 3. He said when he left the clinic after doing the NAD therapy and alpha stim, he was at a 7. Then we brought the alpha stim unit home and he came to my house and we did it through the weekend. He was at a 10 ready to play in the state tournament the next week. It's amazing because it's your body working. It's not invasive. It's not using drugs.
And this is the kind of thing you can get at the clinic. Go to theclinic.cc. If you've been in a car accident, you need to get in there, and they can give you all the documentation you need.
I can't tell you how amazing that is. And it really does. It resets your mind. Like it is such a peaceful.
You're so relaxed right now.
It really is amazing. So this is available. There's tons of other things available through the clinic.
The PRP treatment we talked about, the IV therapy. Can you guys hear him speaking just a little slower? His brain is resting.
It is.
When I'm on this, I can't look at my phone. I can't play Block Blast. I can't, I just have to rest. I can't text.
I could see that. I might need to take this off because we got 30 minutes of the show left.
Yes, you do.
Hey, by the way, Sports Roulette's going to be really interesting coming up next. Hans and Scotty, theclinic.cc. Get there now, not theclinic.com. No. Clinic.cc, theclinic.cc. Get there now, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Alive! It's alive! It's alive!
Number 5 is alive.
The wheel is loaded, and it's time to talk some sports. This is Sports Roulette with Hans and Scotty on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Hans and Scotty, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Hope you're all having a great day. I know I am.
We're not getting that off you, are we?
I got this alpha stim thing hooked up to my earlobes, and it, folks, is delightful.
Let me just tell you, the clinic can help you recover from trauma. And whether it's head trauma or physical trauma, the clinic can help you. And we really want this to be for anybody who's been in a car accident. That's why it's theclinic.cc. Remember CC, not .com, but .cc. And it's really easy. There's a contact us, and you can sign up and you can contact. So if you get in a car accident and you've got any type of physical or mental trauma, the clinic is where to go. And what's crazy is your insurance company has set aside money that will cover the clinic bill.
You just keep talking. I'm good.
I know. It's so nice.
Hey, make sure to join Ethan Miller. He's going to be hanging out with us in studio coming up on Thursday to help you with your retirement plan. Tune in or visit retireteton.com. We prefer you do both. I should probably take these off because I'm slurring. Everything feels like it's in slow motion right now, and it is just delightful.
Yeah, but as soon as you take it off, you're going to want it back on.
Oh, my goodness. Sonia,
that's awesome.
Theclinic.cc. Get there now.
Well, you can see that we just don't even have an understanding of all the things that can help us. The guy that tweeted in about the PRP said it changed his life. The platelet-rich plasma, he said it changed his life. And he went through the clinic after a car accident. So if you're dealing with that kind of trauma, theclinic.cc.
All right, Lloyd, fire up that wheel. Let's go.
Let him free.
So there is a very controversial thing going on right now. And this is a follow-up to a story that you and I covered 3 years ago. It's been 3 years since Cain Velasquez was thrown into a jail cell, into holding. And he finally had his trial and then his sentencing. So he was sentenced to 5 years. Now he's going to be given credit for 3. So he's going to serve 2.
So has he been behind bars for 3 years?
It's been a combination of behind bars and house arrest.
Okay.
So he's definitely been in confinement and under control for 3 years. So he's going to be granted service of 3. He's given a sentence of 5. He'll have essentially 2 that'll serve in prison. And, this is a hard opinion piece. This is as hard of opinion piece as you're going to find in the world of sports. Essentially, this man that hurt his son, his 4-year-old son, had been in holding. He'd been in trouble, and he'd been in the jail systems and was released. When he was released, he hurt Cain Velasquez's kid.
Yeah.
Cain Velasquez, who's a world UFC champion, went after him with a gun. Fired off a couple of 40 cals, fired off some 40 cal, one hit him. He lived. And Cain is serving 5 years. From what I understand, it's the absolute minimum that the judge could hand down in a case where you're firing a weapon into a vehicle with the intent to kill, with the possibility of injuring pedestrians. You think about it, Scotty, it's a horrible violation of the law. But then you think about it deeper, and if you found out somebody hurt your kid,
what would you do?
Over 100 times.
Yeah.
Over 100 times, this grown man that had already been hurting kids is out and now is hurting your kid. What would you do?
Yeah.
And, the thing that I come to is I'd ever fire a weapon in public.
Exactly.
With the possibility that it could hit anybody.
Yeah. And the fact is, this dude is as strong and trained of a fighter as anybody. I got to imagine his weapon should be himself.
Okay. So I know this for a fact. Cain Velasquez, with his ability, could kill a man with his own hand inside of a minute. Probably 90% of men walking around the street could kill them within a minute. Take their oxygen, cut off blood, have them dead. And if I'm Cain and somebody hurt my kid 100 times and I'm a little bit crazy and I've got the opportunity, I probably hurt the guy.
Yeah.
And then, you deal with the prison sentence. Right now, everybody's calling for, Donald Trump to issue a pardon or for somebody to step in and stop the next 2 years and let him go free. I got to imagine there's a part of Cain that's like, whatever. Do whatever. Yeah. I mean, I'll serve whatever time I need to serve, but I'm not going to have any regret for trying to kill that man.
No. And I think every person out there with kids or any person there with a conscience whatsoever would be like, should you shot a gun in public? No. But can you see why he went from point A to point B real quick? Yes, absolutely. Because you put, like you said, put yourself in his shoes. Hard to, I don't want to condone it, but it's hard to
bite the bullet and
exactly.
Just be quiet.
Yeah. Yep.
And stay still.
And let the legal process run its course.
Especially his occupation.
Yeah, exactly.
His occupation is to seek and destroy.
Mm-hmm.
And, this guy messed with the wrong kid. And this is the last part about this. Let's focus more on that guy than Cain Velasquez.
Yeah.
Let's make sure that pervert, that he never sees the light of day ever again. Well, he was shot and he was shot. Good. Like, he's walking human waste. Make sure he never is around another kid as long as he lives.
Yeah. Throw him in the middle of Gen Pop in some prison somewhere.
And tell everybody what he did.
Yep.
And let's get some justice here, because justice isn't Cain Velasquez sitting in a prison cell. Justice is this guy who's hurting kids.
Yep.
It's a gut-wrenching story, and it's horrifying to think that one of the greatest fighter all times is going to be sitting in a prison cell for the next couple of years because he was trying to protect and defend his son.
All right, 2:48. Wrap this bad boy up next. 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Looking for the latest on the Jazz, Utes, Cougars, and Aggies? Yeah, we've got you covered. This is Hans Olsen and Scotty G on 97.5, the Sports Zone.
Hans and Scotty, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. As, by the way, nominate the youth volunteer that you know for the Hercules Hero of the Week. Submit your nominations, at KSLSports.com/contest. It's all brought to you by Hercules First Federal Credit Union and Beehive Mills.
We didn't have an opportunity to talk as much about the Troy Taylor firing as maybe we need to, but for those of you out there that haven't heard, Troy Taylor was fired. Well, why does that matter here in the state? Week 2, BYU opponent.
Yep.
Stanford.
With head coach Andrew Luck, apparently. No.
That might be it. Who knows? Probably not, as he's the GM. But it looks like he's taking over some football operations until they get the new coach hired. But you're this late. Like, we're deep into spring ball and, spring configuration and transfer portal things. And where are you going to find your coach and who's it going to be? And
remember, when you fire a coach, that window opens up again for teams that lose their coach.
Yeah.
So now that window's open for football players now to leave Stanford.
It's going to be a tough world for them. And Troy Taylor, and it's, by the way, the firing isn't all results based, even though he's got 6 total wins over 2 years. I think he's 3-9 in both years.
You're right.
If I'm not mistaken, things are looking pretty down and bleak for Stanford right now.
Yep. Hans and Scotty, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Pete Thamel reporting, and I will confirm it hopefully here in just a second. But it looks like Jerrod Calhoun has signed his new contract, which will raise him to, hey, how about this? I guess this number, $1.85 million.
There you go.
Look at it, $1.85 million. Starting next season, he'll get annual increases from there over the 4 remaining years. Also, the deal includes additional compensation for assistant coaches as well. So, congratulations, Utah State. They will not be in the market for a new head coach for the first time in 3 years.
That is a big deal. That's a big deal.
That is a big deal.
To be able to retain Coach Calhoun after a 26-win season?
Yep, 26-8.
How many wins over Quad 1 did he have?
4? 4, I want to say. Yeah.
Because at one point he was 4-0 in Quad 1s.
Yep. And I think that's where it stood.
That's where it stopped?
Yeah.
Because that's impressive. Opened up 10-0, 11-0.
11-0, school record.
Jeez Louise. So hopefully he can now retain some of his talent.
Yep. Now the attention shifts to Mason Falslev.
Yeah. Can you keep Mason is going to be the big question. I know that they had a 7-footer that just
Isaac
in.
Johnson went in, which not surprising.
Yeah. Okay. Well, get after the ones you need, Coach.
He's the guy from that was born in your neck of the woods that we've talked to.
Oh, yeah. Who had a little bit, he played a role there.
Oh, yeah.
He had the season.
He had a career high in the tournament win last year. He had 19 points against TCU. So, all right. This is 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.